You've set your New Year goals, you're excited, and you're ready to crush them. Yet, year after year, something happens to derail your progress. What if I told you that there are 3 silent enemies lurking right under your nose, waiting to destroy your dreams? Stick with me and I'll show you how you can spot these enemies and how you can fight back so that you can make this year your most successful year yet. One of my clients, Jane, had a goal for her career as well as her love life as well as her health. And what she found is by the end of January, all her goals were down the drain. What she did to come back and how you can too is what you're going to learn in this video. So stick around until the end and see how she overcame whatever problems and issues she had when she started the year. Hello everybody, I am Vaishali Nikhade. I'm an engineer turned psychic with over 9,000 readings, and I show you how you can leverage the power of stars for your love life. So here's what you're going to learn in this video. My unique framework for getting to the finish line, 3 silent enemies that sabotage your progress, and how to stay on track with your goals. Your goal is to be able to kind of detect these enemies whenever they pop up in their initial phases so that you don't get too far off track and you just don't forget your goal and move forward with enthusiasm. So let's get started. The first part is my unique framework on getting to the finish line. So as far as we are concerned, we are all human beings, meaning that we have a human part to us and we have a being part to us, which is the spirit. And for this lifetime, at least, we are existing on this planet, which is the planet Earth. And so long as we have our existence, we are governed by the stars, meaning the sun and the moon. So sun and the moon are technically planets, but every planet is a star, so we are governed by the stars in the sense of timing. When the sun rises in the day, it is the morning time, and when the sun sets in the day, it is the evening time. So essentially the sun is kind of dictating the time. And similarly, it's for the moon, which is like when you see the moon, there is no longer any daylight. So essentially the sun and the moon don't really coexist in the sky at the same time, except for very, very small periods of time, which is like just before sunrise and then after sunset. Maybe you can see a little glimpse of the sun, or maybe the sun has almost set and then you see the moon coming up. So why is this important? Let me share that with you. So we have the stars. Let's say these are the stars, which is the timing or the sun and the moon. And then we have the body, which is our physical body, and we have the spirit, which is our soul. So this is your spirit and this is your body. So all right, and then you can just combine these 3, and I call this as the triangle of clarity framework, which is not so nice. So I'm going to make it slightly nicer. So here is your triangle, and this is the triangle of clarity framework, which is you leverage the power of the body, the spirit, as well as the stars. So what happens is the body, it involves working off the body or doing some sort of physical work or any action that involves the body. And you can only do this up to a certain extent because of the limitations of the body, because our body can only do so much. Beyond that, our body cannot really work. In order for us to leverage some additional power, we can use the power of the stars and we can use the power of the spirit. So using the power of the spirit, what would happen is if you are involving the spirit, or when you involve the spirit, you have to put a little bit less work as far as the body is concerned, which means that part of the work is done by the spirit and then the rest of the work is done by the body. Similarly, you can also involve the stars, which means that I showed you earlier that the sunrise and sunset kind of set the tone for the day, and they dictate the tone for the day. So whenever you have a timing which is saying that when all the stars are aligned, essentially, that's when you find that the work is done the fastest, or the work is done the easiest. So what if you were to pick a moment in time where all the stars are aligned and you have worked apart on the spirit, then the amount of work left on the body is going to be very, very little. So the way to look at it is like this. So here is a circle. So this is a circle, and you could do the work 100% on the body. So you could do 100% work as just involving the body, which is not paying so much attention on the stars. You're working day and night, and you're working really, really hard, and you're not even considering the spirit. So that would involve a lot of work on the body. Now, let us say that you know when the stars are aligned. So you pick a time when the stars are aligned so that the stars do a part of the work. And then you also work on the spirit. So the spirit does the part of the work, so that in that particular scenario, the work involved, or the work which is required to be done by the body, is going to be very, very small. So when you do this, when you leverage the power of the stars, the spirit, as well as the body, you are essentially reducing the amount of work, and essentially you are acting smart or working smart rather than working hard. So if you'd like to learn more about this, I have a free masterclass where I show you how you can leverage the power of the stars, and the link is below. You can sign up for the free masterclass, and then you can watch how leveraging the power of the stars can help you move forward a lot faster. And it is the same concept, that you're working smart rather than working hard. So now we look at the three silent enemies. So remember that there were three elements which are involved: the body, the spirit, as well as the stars. So now we look at the three silent enemies which are going to sabotage your progress. So first, let's take the body. As far as the body is concerned, a lot of people, what they do is they set big goals, and there's nothing wrong in setting big goals. For instance, I will just take a health goal, which is a very common goal which people set during the new year, which is, I got an email saying that somebody wanted to lose about 30 pounds of weight. So that is just what they are saying in the email. So technically they probably need to lose like 40 or 50 pounds of weight, which is a lot of weight. So now that this person who's not doing any physical activity, she wants to lose 30 to 40 pounds of weight, she is going to say that, oh, I'm going to start going to the gym 5 days a week. But she has never been to the gym her entire past year. So even if she does that, and even if she goes to the gym for 5 days a week, it is not sustainable. She won't be able to do it. Instead, what she could do is set that goal towards the end of the year, or maybe 6 months from now, saying that in 6 months I'm going to do 5 days a week. But in the first month, I'll just try and do at least 1 day a week, maybe 1 to 2 days a week. That is going to be more sustainable, because now she is getting her body acclimatized or adjusted to the climate of the gym, to getting exercise, and also as to how the body is going to feel after getting the exercise, if she is going to be able to do her regular duties in a proper manner. So essentially, instead of burning out really, really quickly and quitting, if you set extremely small steps as the goals or the guideposts, and then jump from there to the next step, it's going to be a lot easier for you to be able to get to your goal. So now we get to the spirit or the soul. So as far as the spirit is concerned, since we are a spirit in a body, so technically there is a feedback mechanism between the spirit and the body, but in order for you to be able to detect that, your level of awareness has to be high, in the sense that you have to be very attentive when the spirit is communicating with you. And most of this actually comes with experience. It's almost like, you are, let's say that you're going somewhere and you get this message in your head that, hey, don't go, you'll have an accident. And, you still have to go. So you go and you end up in an accident, and you realize, oh my God, that's what that voice was trying to tell me. that I should hold off on going. So that technically is a feedback mechanism between the spirit and the body. So if you are willing to apply the feedback or listen to your spirit or listen to your soul, what can happen is it can make things a lot easier for you rather than just working on everything at a body level. Think of it like Google Maps. Let's say that you're driving somewhere and the map says that turn right, and for whatever reason you missed the turn, so you go ahead and then the map says, okay, make a U-turn. And this time you actually follow the feedback and you make a U-turn, and then you land to your destination on time. But think about it this way, that there is no feedback, you miss your right turn, you keep going and going and going, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like 20 miles away, and why is it that I haven't reached my destination? So you have to be able to follow the feedback, listen to the feedback, and apply the feedback in order for you to be able to move forward. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button if you feel like working with your spirit or your soul or your intuition will help you move forward faster. Which silent enemy have you struggled with the most? Go ahead and put that in the comments and let me know below so that I can support you. All right, so now we come to the next part, which is working with the stars. As I mentioned before, when all the stars are aligned, your work is going to be so much easier. So what exactly does that mean? Essentially, that would mean that if you are able to leverage the power of the stars and to know as to when to do what kind of work, your job would be a lot easier. Think about it as if you've ever commuted to work, and let's say your work is 30 miles away. And let's say that you start at 9 in the morning. You know that if you start at 9 in the morning, it's going to take you an hour to get there. You also know that if you start at 9:20, it's going to take you about 40 minutes to get there. So would you rather start at 9 or would you rather start at 9:20? Because in both the cases, you're going to land at 10 a.m. at work. So essentially, that's kind of leveraging the power of the stars. So this is a little bit more of a physical example in the sense that this is something you can easily test in real life. But when I say leveraging the power of the stars, it is about knowing when the stars are aligned and which activity are they going to help you move forward the fastest. And if you'd like to learn more about how to leverage the power of the stars, then I have a free masterclass and you can sign up. The link is below. Sign up for the free masterclass, and then I talk in detail about how you can leverage the power of the stars. So now we come to the next part, which is how to stay on track with your goals. So we looked at the body, we looked at the spirit, and we looked at the stars. So as far as the body is concerned, I gave you the example of somebody wanting to lose 30 to 40 pounds and she had never exercised for the entire year. And I told you in that particular example that instead of starting to go to the gym 5 days a week, if she were to start just 1 to 2 days a week for the first month and then see how things go and build up from there, it would be a lot easier. So at a body level, it is to take small steps and to chunk up your goal. That is one thing that can help you move forward faster. Next, we come to the spirit, and as far as the spirit is concerned, you have to listen to the feedback or the information which is given from the spirit. And I have a lot of videos on that. I'm going to put that in the comments. A lot of the videos related to the sixth sense, I give you information on how you can leverage the power of the spirit. And then the last one is to connect with the power of the stars, which is to kind of know what the divine timing is. And once you know the divine timing, you can kind of align your work in such a way so that you can move forward faster in terms of meeting your goal or reaching your destination. So I have some videos on divine timing as well. I'll put that in the comments below as well, so that if you want, you can watch those videos as well. So essentially, how do you leverage the power of the stars? That is what I cover in my free masterclass, and I'm going to link the masterclass below. You can sign up for the free masterclass and watch it and see how you can leverage the power of the stars and move forward. So now we come to the story of Jane, which I mentioned at the beginning of the video, where she kind of just fell off the horse and nothing was working because she had these huge goals and she was trying to do too much. So what helped her? Essentially, she implemented all these three strategies, which is chunking down the goals and just taking very, very small steps. And then she learned how to leverage the power of the spirit and how to take into account the feedback from the spirit so that she doesn't put herself in a place where she is not wanted, like the lady who got in an accident. And then lastly, leveraging the power of the stars, where you can work with the stars in order to move forward faster. So now that you know how to fight these silent enemies, what if I told you that the universe already has the cheat code for your success, and all you have to do is tap into that cheat code or access that cheat code, and you can move forward a lot faster. That is the subject of my next video, and I'll see you in my next video.